It's dark and stormy night. The Sasuke is walking through a dark alley when he sees a girl. He gasps, for he knows his fate upon recognizing the outfit. She is wearing the Virgin Killer. Hi guys, you remember that trend that was going around months ago? Maybe it was a little bit longer, I'm thinking a couple months, but basically what they were calling it was the peekaboo sweater. And it had this little window in your sweater that allowed for a little bit of cleavage to show. If you don't know what it looked like, here's a picture of it now. Yeah, so you probably remember this trend going around at some point. Maybe you saw it on a girl or a YouTuber or really anywhere because it was everywhere. It was this big thing in J-Fashion that leaked its way into anime. You saw it on Neko Girls, etc., etc. It became this really wild thing, and then it has kind of died out over time. Well, Japan is back at it again. Now they are bringing us a sweater. They seem to really like sweaters that aren't really sweaters, because I live in Ohio, and that what I have seen is not a sweater. Let me describe this to you. Take a really long turtleneck. Probably hits you about mid-thigh, maybe less. Now, imagine yourself take a pair of scissors and cut a hole all the way around the back and around the sleeves. There should be a hole, there should be no sleeves, no back, and all that should be remaining is the collar and the very bottom of the sweater. And of course the front. That is the new trend in J-Fashion. And it has leaked its way into my life. I saw it on my newsfeed today. But here's what they're calling it. And this is my favorite part about this sweater. I'm not even a big fan of this sweater, but this name, what they have dubbed it, it fuels me. They are calling it the Virgin Killing Sweater. No joke. That's literally what they're calling it now. You're probably wondering why, though. Why is it called this? Well, let's back up a bit. You know what I was talking about with boobs and Japan's obsession with over-sexualizing things? Here's another thing about Japan. Most of the men who are now adults, well in their 20s and 30s, are still virgins. Yes, they're still virgins. Now, over here in America, that may seem like a really weird concept. But unlike us, Japan is not big with physical relationships right off the bat. In fact, they're very slow with developing relationships between people. Here in America, you meet a guy in a bar, you talk for a couple hours, and you go home with him. I'm not saying do that, please. Don't do that. But in Japan, it's a well-known thing that relationships take a lot longer to develop between people. It takes longer to get on first name basis with people, especially if you're a foreigner. And it especially takes a lot longer to develop romantic relationships with others. You know, things that we consider right off the bat emotional things like hand-holding, kissing, hugging, takes a bit more time. And that is where I am leading to. The idea behind the sweater is that its specific appealing audience is virgins. And I'm not talking women. I'm talking the men that are seeing this sweater because it's supposed to be for women. Yeah, that's right. And now this sweater has leaked its way into the art community, and now it's the art community's big fetish. You know, when we had the peekaboo sweater, cat girls, and so on and so forth started getting drawn with it. And the art community is now finding this crazy. So, A new year means a new fashion fetish that the art community has fallen in love with. Japanese artists have taken a liking to a sexy sweater that they are dubbing the Virgin Killing Sweater. The raunchy sweater combines the world of turtleneck, bareback, and side boob fetishes, that's where I'm going for, to create a sweater that will, according to the scientific community, melt the brains of any sex-starved individual. Unsurprisingly, the art community has pounced and began creating loads of art centered around this deadly sweater. Here are the more safe of work examples, and I will have this article in the description for you guys to read. It's from Gobuano. If you don't like their Facebook page, you should. They come up with really funny and actually very nice news articles about things in the otaku community. You can get it on your Facebook. But that's what I was leading up to. The idea behind this is that this sweater combines all of these fetishes that are specifically appealing to people who don't know a lot about physical attraction, or being physical with others, especially what we like to call side boob. Not very realistic, but it is a fetish and people do enjoy it. Now, if you don't know what a fetish is, basic summary of what it is it's some physical aspect, whether it's a character trait or a physical body part, etc., that is sexually attractive to someone else. Like foot fetishes, people like feet, are sexually attractive by feet. I don't get it either. But the side boob fetish is actually rather popular for some reason. And so they're dubbing this the Virgin Killing Sweater because it is specifically targeted at males who are, and I am quoting here, sex-starved. Realistically, though, as I am evaluating this so-called sweater as a woman, let me point out a couple of problems that I am seeing with it. First of all, it's lingerie. It's not realistic to wear in the real world at all. There's no way you would walk out like that. Second of all, it's not really even a sweater. I live in Ohio. Sweaters are warm, and they are thick, and they have backs, fronts, necks, and sleeves. Because cold. And cold is bad. Realistically, the only person I can imagine who's American, who would wear something like this would be somebody like maybe Kim Kardashian? I don't know, she seems to like that stuff from what I've turned off on TV. But the next problem I have with it, specifically as a woman, is side boob is the most terrifying thing you could go for in fashion, combined with short skirt. If you moved an inch, everything would be showing in that dress. If you can call it a dress, I don't know what it is. It's a sweater. But as you probably will see in the article, pants are never worn. I guess you could wear leggings with it, but that doesn't defeat the problem of half of your boob is hanging out, and that's terrifying as a woman, because sometimes things happen, and you don't want to lose something out of that sweater. So, side boob, quality of fashion, definitely lingerie, I would say. Also, lover of comfortability, I'm gonna give it like a 3. Just because it's emotional uncomfortability that you would be going through. Is uncomfortability even a word? I'm an English major and I don't even know. But beside the point, it would probably be a 3 because you'd be constantly worried about something showing, popping out, or etc. The list does go on. Which is exactly why I'm labeling it as lingerie. And overall, if you're going to buy this, if you realistically find it something that you may like, or that maybe is appealing to you in that fashion, when you are ordering this from Japan, since it is something that is created in Japan, make sure that you pay attention to your order, that the size is correct. If you are looking at size from America and sizes from Japan, the reason that a lot of women mess up is they order things from China and Japan, and then they come over and they don't fit them because Japan and China have different sizes than us. People are smaller in a lot of different ways. It's not being racist, it's just a fact of life that lots of people in the world are created with different body types. Now, in Japan, they also use the metric system, while in America we use inches, feet, yards, etc. when designing and creating clothes. So, you need to look at the conversion of Japanese sizes to American sizes before you order or buy anything to make sure that you are getting the right size that fits you. And also with something like this, it is actually probably a better buy because it's a looser fitting article of clothing that's not tight in any way, doesn't have any zippers, etc., etc., so you have a more likely possibility of it fitting any kind of body type. No matter what, though, I needed to bring this to your attention. I will repeat the title one last time for dramatic effect. The Virgin Killing Sweater. Yeah. Don't like the sweater. I love the title. And that is all for this video, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe to this channel. And I want to know your comments on it. So if you like the sweater for whatever purpose you think it's used for, or if you don't like it for whatever purpose you don't like it, comment below and let me know what you think of it. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!